The picturesque town of Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin is the backdrop for one of the biggest motorsports events in the world. For the 4th year, the Sports Car Club of America National Championship Runoffs returns to Road America. Beautiful, fast, and treacherous, this track puts a premium on horsepower, aerodynamics, and bravery. A single mistake can end in disaster, but a single moment of inspiration can turn a contender into a champion. The 49th annual SCCA Runoffs is next on Speedcast TV.
We are ready to go racing in H production. Oh, he turned him. Working the inside is Lee Neffenegger.
He halved the difference. Oh, Spicer trying to hold position.
But he's too much speed. He's wide. Guerrerian trying to do it around the outside.
Now one more for the guys up in the booth.
Hi everybody and welcome to the Spec Racer Ford National Championship race as part of the 49th running of the Sports Car Club of America's National Championship Runoff. Great to have you all with us here on this cool, cloudy, but thus far dry day at America's National Park of Speed. It is Road America, and we'll be doing this again here next year at Road America. This is such a popular venue, to be sure. And Dorsey, today it is Spec Racer Fords, a huge field, 42 cars are going to be setting sail in this one. This is a class where you've had a lot of success over the years as well. But standing down amongst this field, right up at the front, is John Bizignano.
Okay, this is a little bit of a tradition down here, but I can see you through that camera. I know what you're doing. You're sitting on the couch watching this, thinking, how can I do this? Why can't I be out there? I'm sitting on my couch instead of doing this. Well, let me tell you, here's the way to start. Join the Sports Car Club of America. It's a very easy thing to do. Go to their driver school. Start out in the regional driver schools. Go to the national driver school. Get a competition license and consider Spec Racer Ford. This is one of the healthiest classes in all of motorsports. They are true race cars, fully adjustable suspension, great aerodynamic package, a motor that can get these cars up to 145, 150 miles an hour some places on the long circuits. You don't have to be on the couch. You can get off the couch. You can be putting on your gloves and going and getting a national championship, getting in your car, putting on your helmet, and having the greatest time possible. Join the Sports Car Club of America and not become a watcher, become a doer. Just like Dorsey Schrader, 13 years he tried to win a medal here. Well, second place medal, tried to win a gold. It never happened, but it's still fun, as Dorsey will tell you. You can be in this grid in 1 year. Have some fun, go out and do it. Join the Sports Car Club of America.
Well, that's another one I had to turn pro to win. I won the pro championship, but I didn't win the amateur. I was second place, bridesmaid again.
And this is a class that the cars have remained virtually unchanged. They've gone through some engine package changes over the years and, of course, tires and the like. But it has basically been that same car since the get-go. There's some 900 of these cars in existence that throughout the nation in all of those different divisions and regions. It is the most popular class, huge fields. And at some of the races, we've seen at the June Sprints, we saw at the Runoffs a few times, 60 cars.
It's cost-effective racing. I mean, these cars, short of crash damage, which does happen because they are spec cars, they run on top of each other real close. They're very, very bulletproof cars. You know, you don't have to do a lot of work on them. You go and you wax it and you deal with whatever, put tires on it when it needs it, brakes, whatever. But it's a lot of fun. It will teach you to be a really good driver because it's all equal equipment. You have to be up on the wheel to get this thing won. And you need some help. I'm going to talk about that as we go forward. You can't win this alone. You need some friends.
That's right. Well, let's get you through the starting lineup real quick because it is such a huge field, and we'll sort of trade off on it, Dose. Why don't I take the top 15, then you pick it up. On the pole, his 4th Runoffs pole, it is Brian Schofield out of Lakeland, Florida. 6 wins on his way to the Southeastern Division Championship. He won gold in 2010 here. 5 times a medal winner in the Runoffs. Cliff White starts second, number 58, in his Cottage Senior Living Spec Racer Ford. He had 2 wins and 8 podiums on his way to 3rd in the Southeastern Division. 4-time winner, 4-time straight winner, Mike Miserandino, number 11 out of Bakersfield, California, will start in the 3rd spot. His last win came here in 09. 4th, number 21, Steve Fogg out of West Lynn, Oregon. He had a win and 4 podiums with a great season to 3rd in Northern Pacific Division. And his Lisa Alex and Emily Racing. I got to believe that's a thanks to the family right there. Oh, that's
Optics in the mirror.
Are losing. You gotta love that. Here's the guy that Sports Car Magazine picked to win, 5th, number 17, Scott Reddick, out of Camden, Ohio, in the Alliance Auto Sports Springboro Car Wash entry. 8 wins this year on his way to the championship in the Great Lakes Division. Number 24, Todd Harris, will qualify 6th out of Portland, Oregon. He is the Northern Pacific Division champ with 4 wins and 10 podiums in his Pro Drive Racing Spec Racer. The guy who's Super Sweep eligible, we'll talk about that, qualified 7th, number 4, Denny Stripling, out of McKinney, Texas. 7 wins, 10 podiums, winning the Southwestern Division in his Light Speed Motorsports entry. Qualified 8th, number 23, John Tipton, out of Lake Oswego, Oregon. 4th in the Northern Pacific Division in the Pro Drive Bassa Bassa Chicken entry. Starting 9th, number 62, TJ Acker, out of Santa Clarita, California. He runs in the Southern Pacific Division, where he finished 3rd with 2 wins in the MBI machine. 10th, number 69, Keith Burgess, his 2nd runoff start. He was 9th in Spec Miata. In 09, he was 5th in Spec Miata, the Apex Driving Academy entry. Qualified 11th to 07 of John Black, out of Olympic Valley, California. A win, 5 podiums to 2nd in the Northern Pacific Division. Qualified 12th, number 29, John Green, out of Gainesville, Georgia. He is 6th, in the Southeastern Division in the Jackie Jones Auto Group entry. Qualified 13th is number 14, Paul Marino, out of Chatsworth, California. 2 wins, 6 podiums, 2nd in the Southern Pacific Division. Impress Communications, a sponsor on his Spec Racer, and qualifying 14th. The 06 of Richie Stanley, out of New Smyrna Beach, Florida, 7th in the Southeastern Division, only his 2nd runoff start.
Jim Marinangel up next from McHenry, Illinois. He's got a win out of 5 starts so far this year. He's followed up by Mark Ballingy, Schaefer, California. Southern Pacific, 4th place division, 2 wins in the year coming here. Bruce Myers, Greenland, New Hampshire. He's Northeast Division, 6th place runner. 7-0 for his record coming in here, no wins, looking for his first. Michael Hosneck from Rochester, New York is Northeast Division's number 5 place champion. He's got a 6-1 record, 1 win so far coming here. Lee Douglas, Portland, Oregon. A lot of these, again, like I said, these are all the same cars. Mark Voltaggio, Saltwater, Pennsylvania, or Swiftwater, Pennsylvania, Southeast Division 5th. He's 6-0. Chad Galloway, New Smyrna Beach, Florida, down there by me. Andrew Von Charbonneau next from Delray Beach, another Florida guy. These guys race against each other a lot. Jason Wolf from Ohio. He's 2nd place in, Grand Lakes Division.
Yep.
Mark Hutchins, Lincoln, Nebraska. Next up, Chris Current. Tom Messerdino, and I'll go through these kind of quick as we'll get going. John Annis, who I raced against in these cars for a long time in Tampa, Florida. Craig Zaff, New York. I wonder if he drives that on the street. I don't think so. Southern Pacific 5th. Tom Panaggio from Land O'Lakes region in Florida. Rod Simmons, Oakland, California, rather. Kerry Bonner, Katy, Texas. Roy Hillenberg, Matt Gray, Wade White. All these guys coming up from the back. This is a huge class, like we said. Steve Introne, Paul Giancavis from Camarillo, California. I butchered that one, I'm sure. Frank Voltaggio again, brother in the race. Tim Blakely from Dallas, Texas. Tim Gray from Eden Prairie, Minnesota. That's your end of the woods at one point.
It is. He was the one who just hopped out of a GT2 car to hop in there.
Adam Gottlieb from Wilmette, Illinois, and Howard Allen brings up the back from Portland, Oregon. This is a huge class. All these cars are spec cars, are all identical, so it's going to be down to their drivers. I talked about it before. You can't win this alone. This is a drafting practice. 3 long straightaways, Greg, and you've got to keep these cars not only in line close to one another from front to rear, but if you did a chalk string from the lead car down the next 3 cars, that chalk string should be straight. That's the proper way to draft on these 3 straightaways. When you pop out, it slows these cars down drastically. Look at the width of the front end. They don't have that much horsepower, so this is a drafting exercise, and the guys that have done it the longest are the best at it. And we're talking about Brian Schofield up there in the beginning. You know, he knows how to get this thing won.
Right, and keep in mind, these cars are metal, so there's some weight to them. 2.1 liter Ford engines, but are not massively race prep, so there's not a ton of horsepower. These are true momentum cars.
Oh, they're totally a momentum car, and they're totally a drafting car. You cannot run down the straightaway at the same speed as 2 or 3 cars. 3 cars is perfect, by the way. If they're running 3 cars in a really tight train, they can do about 5 to 6 miles an hour better than you could ever do by yourself, and that's 3 times a lap because you have 3 straightaways.
By the way, the car you see right there, that multicolored car coming out, I realized as I was going down my rundown, I missed him, and he's somebody who I think is going to be somebody to watch here. It's a 31 of Jeff Beck, who actually qualified 15 out of Ingleside, Illinois. A win in 5 podiums, 2nd incentive this year. 24th runoff start. He's only got 1 medal. It was a silver. But that came at Road Atlanta a lot of years ago, and he had qualified something on the order of 29th. He came through the field. He ended up getting the President's Cup that year. The guy is a master at passing cars. I don't know why he never qualifies great, but boy, does he race exceptionally well.
And been around for a long time.
Yeah.
Jeff Beck has been with us, and he plays a mean guitar too. Sorry, not the same guy.
Yeah, that's his brother. And another guy I wanted to mention is Steve Introne. Dorsey talked about him. Qualified back in the 36th spot. This is his first ever runoffs. He comes out of North Attleboro, Massachusetts. It was 2 podiums this year on his way to a top 10 finish in points in the Northeastern Division. His first start. He is a corner worker. He and his wife Melissa came out and worked corners when he wasn't prepping on the car. They love corner working, but he decided he wanted to try racing. A few years ago, bought a Spec racer and decided this year he qualified for the runoffs. They were going to try and make it. And so they've been corner working. They got 3 lovely kids that came out and visited us on the corner. And he said, I don't care where I finish. He said, I'm just having the time of my life. I'm at the runoffs, and this time I'm not just working corners and flagging. I'm in the car. Special weekend for them. Just wanted to say, hey, they did a great job in the corner with us on Tuesday.
And like what Biz said at the beginning of the show, if you want to learn how to race, or if you want to race a car, if you want to get started in SCCA racing, this is the class, I think, to do it. I've told so many people, I drove this class in its very first infancy years in 84, 85, 86. And these cars, they don't have a great deal of power. You have to be very, very pristine in your driving habitat in there. You have to learn how to draft. You have to learn how to race in close proximity. Look at all of the cars.
Yeah. And to conserve that momentum, and that means that smooth speed and the like. And you learn that in this category. That applies anywhere else you go.
Oh, it does. I mean, there is no difference. I mean, if you can run in this car and run smooth and fast, you got to look at what my record was. I came out of H production into Formula Atlantic, and it's Formula Atlantic into this, so that's a huge downgrade. This was harder to drive. You know, it was really harder to learn this car, and they went from right to this into really high horsepower stuff, Trans Am stuff.
Right.
You know, and it's but what you learn here goes across the board. You know, what you learn to make this car fast and to keep that momentum up and to run and race in close proximity, that goes with you all your whole life.
And if you were with us for the first race of the day here on this this Friday at the runoffs, we had GT2. They run on full-out slicks, racing slicks. These cars are running on, again, a shaved, or now they mold them, but it's to a very shallow, but it's a treaded DOT-approved tire.
Yeah, it's a street tire that has no tread, essentially, is what you're looking at there. They all have the same size tires. They all weigh the same. They have the same brakes. Everything's equal.
I mean, the motors and trannies are sealed.
They're sealed. Yeah, they're all dynoed and sealed. Yep. And the way you make one fast, well, like I said before, you have to learn to draft. You have to learn not to contest for corners. You know, do your passing in the straightaways. You know, use your friends around you to pick through. You're going to see guys do it. But you really, you know, when you see guys running 2 and 3 wide, they're not going anywhere.
No, they're not. They're absolutely going to be parked. And this is going to be fascinating to watch. And the interesting thing is, with a field this size, the lead group eventually is very likely to catch some traffic. So now you throw in traffic in identical cars with the same straight line speeds and the like. That really adds to the mix.
Ultimately, at the start, we're going to be side-by-side racing 20 rows deep, okay? They're going to do a green flag. They're going to go through turn 1. As soon as you come out of turn 1, you better get in single file as fast as possible, because you only got that run down into turn 4 before you hit that long straightaway. And if you're side-by-side, those guys that are in single file are going to clock you. They're going to just go right down that straightaway smooth and clean, and you're going to be slow.
Well, it's the guys that have won medals, the guys that have run the runoffs a number of times that have that experience, basically, have that race knowledge. And very quickly in the early going in these, you see those guys start to do exactly what you're talking about. And then you got Jeff Beck, back in the pack a little bit, who's got to work with a guy, get by him, find another guy to work with, get by him.
And hand signals. You might see a lot of these guys,
true.
If you're not used to it, you might see these guys putting their hands up and making the motion like, get in line, stay in line with me, you know, let's work together. You got to have a buddy here, and you got to work with him until the end, then you dump him.
Yeah, when it gets down to the last couple of laps, it's mano a mano. But here we go. Out of 14, that means here we go. The pace car lights out in the beautiful Corvette here at Road America as we are getting ready for our Spec Racer Ford National Championship. Denny Stripling, the only driver in the field who is Super Sweep eligible, and he won the National Points Championship. In his division, he won that championship, and he won one of the BF Goodrich Super Tour events, one of the 9 that there's one in each division. So if he can win the runoffs here, he can be a super sweeper. He's got to come from 7th to do it. And the field packing up. Pace car is in. Schofield is bringing him to the line from the pole out of Lakeland, Florida, driving for Central Florida region. In the PM Racing Spec Racer Ford in Dorsey, he's bringing them up very slow, very orderly.
Controlling the pace to his liking, and that's what he should do. Everybody's nice and slow. Now we'll see who is smart, who hooks up with who.
And we're green.
You always have the potential for the big one, though, too. You got to watch out for the crash. If you're in the middle of this pack, you got to keep your eyes looking as far forward as possible.
Schofield nosed ahead of the 58 at Cliff White in that purple machine, and right behind Schofield, Mike Miserandino. Whoa, he's through. And Miserandino, remember, folks, he went on a tear. I think that was Steve Fogg that slotted through as well. Miserandino went on a tear of 4 straight gold medals here. And here comes Cliff White now trying to get back by. Miserandino slots into second. Third is the 21 of Fogg.
That was smart. You saw him pop out, and he looked at it. He goes, no, I'm not going to get the pass down. I'm going to get back in. And why? Because look at him now. Single file down the straightaway. It's the way to go fast in these cars.
You see one guy bobbing and weaving, and you see others going right with him for that exact reason you're talking about, trying to stay in whatever toe exists. And then 2, 3, 4, 5 back, you suddenly get them side by side again. And I think that is Scott Reddick trying to defend a pass. Yeah, that is. And the number 24 closing up in a huge hurry. That's Todd Harris. Had a great season, runs out of the Portland, Oregon area.
In starts and restarts, you can make up some positions by going side by side. It doesn't hurt you that bad. But once these guys start getting freight trained, you know, once they, oh, we got one car throwing a lot of dust up, it's going to make it tough for these guys behind.
Looks like everybody settled it out here just a little bit. So Schofield leads. Miserandino.
14 just ran wide off the racetrack right
there.
there.
Oh, look at this nice move. Cliff White, who qualified second, and it dropped back just down underneath Scott Reddick and picked up that 4th spot. Slots Reddick back to 5th. Harris behind him. Here we go through the carousel. There's the 58 of White.
Reddick, who was picked to win this race, would be a great guy to tag team with. These guys right back there in that second group. You see a small group breaking away because they're running clean. These guys were trying to pass each other. They've lost ground. They got to work together from now and catch back up.
Now let's see if Reddick and 58 White, that's exactly what you want.
That's a good pair right there. Those two cars are fast cars with good drivers. Watch those guys. They'll run this lead pack down because I think they've got the message to work together. Reddick's behind there right now in the white car. See, they did.
They ran him right down, didn't they?
At one straightaway. That's the end of the straightaway going into Canada corner. I mean, once you work like that together, you can run down those front guys, but you can't do it if you're side by side. Mike Miserandino really did a great job of that start. Now,
yeah, he did.
A little bit surprised that.
Whoa, but Miserandino, all of the wheels off.
And watch what happens here. Nobody's going to let him in.
Freight train, yeah.
They're going to let him out of the draft. Oh, they did, actually. They helped him there.
That one guy, that was Reddick, and then the 24 Harris, and then Miserandino comes in. But right behind him is the big move by number 4, Stripling, who we're talking about. And now, that is, I think, Cliff White, boys. He had a great few laps. Because remember, he started second, dropped back to 5th. This is the pass. He's going for second, and Reddick coming with him.
They're going to let Brian Schofield win this race by doing that. Watch him. He's starting to clock away from him already. Schofield is in the worst position, though. He doesn't want to pull a big lead right there because that freight train is faster than he is by himself. He needs their help.
Yeah, Schofield, just to give you an idea, Schofield ran a 242.9, and those guys fighting behind, 243s.
3 straightaways a lap where you can really do damage to yourself or really help yourself out.
So that's interesting. Why would White not just stay right? Look at this. Here comes Reddick. I think maybe White got a bad drive out of the turn. Reddick coming down the inside. He's going to take that spot. White had to check up a little bit. Here comes Harris down and underneath and picks up 4th in that red Spec racer. And boy, White now wants to get by Reddick up into 6th. This is exactly what Schofield wants to see.
It's exactly what he wants to see is right, because it's going to make these two cars slow, and he's going to start moving away a little at a time. As long as they keep messing around right back there, he's in good shape.
It's surprising to me that these drivers know the game here, and they're letting this happen.
You know, what you would want to do is stay in line for a while and pull a gap. Get 4 or 5 cars and get way out in front of these guys, then go to work. You know, you can't win the race right now. You can only lose it. You got to get to the end.
I'll tell you, folks, if you've never been to an SCCA club race in person, when a pack of 50 Spec Racer Fords goes by, that drone from those 2.1 liter Roush, prepared by the way, race engines, it's just a wild sound.
One thing you see too, that these cars use all of the racetrack. That's one way not to scrub. They go right out onto those curbs You'll see them right up against the grass on the inside of the racetrack. It's one of the ways on this. Well, they're still going at it. That's somewhat surprising to me.
Yep, he was thinking about it. Then he at least tucked back in to not get himself hung up and lose all of that exit speed by having that radius into the turn be so tight. And by doing that, I mean, up until he popped out, they had reeled in Schofield a little bit. And if they stay like this and play well, they've caught him. Reddick is now essentially right with Schofield.
Yeah, and one thing I will say, when they're doing these passes, they're being polite with each other with it. You know, they're getting back in line instantly. As soon as one driver sees that the other's got the advantage, he tucks back in and gets the draft going again. Now here comes our fourth place car, the 24, made a good run there.
That's Todd Harris.
Todd Harris had a good run up the hill, and he decided to pop out early. Now he'll drag a line with him. That's the other thing you can do. If you get a lot of guys working, you can get 2 lines now. This is going to make it 3.
There comes Stripling, the number 4, down and underneath. And he's going to try and pick up a spot, and does. Still Schofield leading. Now Reddick, folks, he ran yesterday in Formula Enterprises and was leading comfortably, going for another gold in that category, and then had a problem and had to pit. Another driver, Jason Wolf, that's running in this race, ended up with a silver medal behind Pat Gallagher. So a couple of these guys have raced already here, but the track different today than it was yesterday. And right now that group, Stripling, when he moved out and made that move around Fogg, that gave him the spot, but it'll cost him a little bit. And boy, here we go. Harris now. Harris wants the front, obviously.
Definitely wants to work his way to that front and tucks back in. Reddick was smart there, tied up behind Schofield and ran straight and clean. These guys behind that group, we had one big group running together.
And Stripling doing a nice job. That has now put him up into 5th if he can hang on to it and not let Fogg, Steve Fogg, the driver that he got by, Stripling in that red and white, fenders, if you will. Number 4 sitting in 5th right now. Boy, Reddick is very, very quick.
Yeah, he's really good. He's sizing the whole situation up, but you see he's not making any pop-out maneuvers. He realizes if he pops out and doesn't make the pass, look at all those guys behind him, nowhere to go.
Yep. He needs to make that pass somewhere that's definitive, where Schofield can then cut right back in behind him.
Yeah, you got to get that pass made and back in line as soon as possible. I'm really surprised at the amount of cars in this top group. Usually you have a breakaway. You have a 4-car breakaway or whatever. But there's a big group of cars still together.
Well, it looks to me like if Reddick could get around Schofield and Schofield tucks him behind, those two together might have the speed. Reddick looks a little quicker.
Only other thing you got to watch for, too, with this.
Oh, boy, here we go. Here comes the 58 of White.
White's been really aggressive. He wants something to do. You got to watch if you're behind too long, the temperature gauge, too, because
good point.
You're not getting a lot of cooling when you're tucked up underneath the back of somebody for a whole lap like that. Ooh, that was a shuffle there that looked ugly.
Yeah, that could have gone really bad, but they all saved it. But look at that move, Dorsey. This is what you talked about. White made that pass, tightened up his radius, slowed his exit, and suddenly there's that 2, 3, 4 car length gap that just appears.
Yeah, and you just got to watch it and monitor it. You know, you want to stay in this top cluster, but it's positioning right now. It doesn't make any difference. You're not close enough to the end of the race to make any kind of crazy moves yet.
Boy, and Reddick just patient right behind Schofield. And
Todd Harris going side by side again.
Making that move. These two, Harris and White, are swapping it up big time and going with Harris. Here comes, look at Stripling trying to make it 3 abreast.
Yep, he got a good run there. That was a good move.
That was nice, but look at the gap it created to those leaders.
It did, and that's what you got. That's the price you pay for it. He picked up 2 positions, but he lost, 4 to the lead 2 cars. And if these 2 guys start working together, Reddick and Schofield, they got trouble because those guys know what they're doing. You can see already that they've matched themselves up.
Yeah, absolutely. And having a very solid race. We haven't talked about him much. Car in 6, that blue Spec racer with the white stripes is Keith Vergis, who's coming in here. And as I said, only his 2nd runoff start, and his only other one was in Spec Miata. But he's adapted nicely. And Spec Miata is another momentum car, but now he's under attack. Coming up on him hard is Steve Fogg trying to get back and around. Ooh.
Watch the stack up in the brake zone.
Yep.
I like the front 2. They're clean.
There's a look at Stripling. Started in the 7th spot.
Yeah, he's moving him way forward, too. He's leading that 2nd train, which hopefully will stay together, because those front 2 guys have got hooked up now.
John Green running in the 9th spot right now, up from a 12th. A good run for him. TJ Acker up into 10th.
Look how close. How good Schofield and Reddick are. I mean, they're just running a perfect line, one right behind the other. And a spin here down in turn 5.
That's the number 86.
Exit of 5, no damage done. Climbs the hill. Here's damage done, though. The 05. He's closed off his radiator. Look at that.
Yeah, he is.
Look
He's puking water out. Yeah.
That's the other problem. You can't push too hard with that nose because that aluminum substructure that is the opening for the radiator will close up on you.
That was Chad Galloway, by the way, in the 05. Can't see the number of that car that just pitted. The other car that had the off was Paul Jankovskis.
Yeah, I had. You gave me that one before too.
I did. I did. That's because I looked through these first. I'll give Dorsey the tough pronunciations.
Yep.
Oh, no! Their car dropping the wheels big time, dirtying up things. But Schofield and Reddick, this is exactly how you want to play this. They continue to hold that little bit of a margin now over the 4 of Stripling. Boy, what a great race Stripling has put together.
It's hard to run those guys down when they're being so pristine. They're being so nice to each other like they've been doing. You can do it with more cars as long as those other cars stay in line. And this second group is actually working together now too.
Well, here's the tale. If White pops out, it's going to cost him. But if he stays there, even though he's quicker, that's what you need right now.
Don't pop out. Right now, that second group there needs to just
They made up
like
ground.
that.
You can see it.
Well, there are more of them, and they're going to be faster than those front two. It's the only way they're going to catch each other. They start popping out, those other two are going to get away because they've already made their alliance.
They are definitely closing in if they stay line astern here.
Yeah, that's a good group of cars working together, and they will be fast.
You know, Todd Harris in that car, the red machine, running in the 5th spot right now, sort of followed your lead a little bit because he runs Spec Racer Ford, but he also runs GT1. And he is a firm believer that these cars will help you in both. And look at this now. White makes the move, and the rest of the pack goes with him and not Stripling. That's going to cost him. This was foolish.
Yeah, that's going to cost them a great deal when they go. Look at that front two start to sneak away. But if you haven't done it before, you know, if you're like the 4th guy in line back there and you're tucked under, you can't see anything. You really can't. You cannot see anything out of the front of your car except the tail end of the car. And you're flying in formation. You know, you're just flying in formation. If the lead guy goes off and makes a mistake, you're more than likely going to go in with him.
Here's 58 White back up into 3rd. The 24 of Harrison 4th, and the 4 of Stripling, who two corners ago was 3rd, is now 5th. Working the carousel. Pretty much flat through here.
Yeah, you know, these guys are.
Yeah.
That's an unusual group. I'll tell you, they have that many cars still that close together.
Yeah, it is. Well, it's the runoffs, and you know, if everybody figures it out, you can get these trains. It is spectacular.
Well, the longer you run this class, the better you get at it. There's no doubt about it. You get used to being in that close proximity. You get used to that draft. You get used to losing momentum or feeling the loss of momentum when you do it.
And look, they played nice. There's nothing now. It's a 10-car battle for the lead.
Yeah, they're back in the hunt again. And it was nothing the front two guys could do that they weren't doing already.
Oh, oh, big ride. Looks like he saved it.
These are tough little race cars.
Let
me tell you. I've proven them. I think I was the first one to total one. And the second.
Look at this group. This is fantastic, folks. Working lap 5 of 13. Lots of race yet to go.
Now the complexity is really immense because it was just a 2-car deal before. Now you got an 8-car deal. And as the laps run down, options will become open. You know, you'll start making some aggressive maneuvers. Yep. Not that they haven't been already.
There's the 21 of Fogg, that silver and black machine. Showed the nose for a minute, that tucks back in. A little bit further back in the pack. There's a look at the 28 up from 18th, Bruce Myers. There's Miserandino, had that issue early and is
really popped
way
him
back. Yeah.
He's got nobody to work with right now. These three are trying to work together, make something happen.
Just trying to see where Jeff Beck might be at this stage. He's dropped off just a little bit. Not exactly sure what may have happened with Beck.
The further back you get in the pack, the harder it becomes for you to do something with it too. You know, just because of the things that are happening in front of you, the stack-up effect gets you off on timing.
Well, there were a couple of national champions. The 11, that red and white 11 of Miserandino, and that sort of teal blue, the number 5 of Jim
bumping
Marinage.
On the straightaway back there. The 16 just got into the car next to it. I didn't get there. I mean, the 38 it is. just made side-to-side contact in the straightaway where you don't want to do it, and it's not over with yet. The 15 is who he got into.
Rod Simmons in the 38. Tom Miserandino in the 15. So
and the 81 makes a move up the inside to try to take that position.
Kerry Bonner, but yeah, that's the thing. You get into these scrums like this and you're deep in the pack, it gets real interesting. That 87 is John Annis, and he's leading a train of cars.
And that right there is what I call an angry little group.
Yeah,
that one right there has got some potential for bad things happening.
0-1, Chris Current right behind Annis there.
Like
that.
that.
Little bobble.
That was a mistake. Got on the curb on the inside, jumped the car in the air, and it landed out in the middle of the racetrack.
And the red number 81 of Kerry Bonner are able to take advantage and get around him.
It breaks up that pack a little bit, which is probably to the better.
That's the battle right now for the 24 spot. Annis, Simmons, Miserandino, Bonner. It was Miserandino who ran wide.
There's your lead. Top 7, I guess, right? They're all tied in there together. Oh, mistake there.
Yep.
One of the cars going slow, headed for pit lane, I think.
Yep.
And that was one of the lead pack cars.
Wonder if that was Tipton.
Didn't get the number.
Yeah.
It looked like he came off the corner and.
Oh, that was Denny Stripling, our super sweep eligible driver. So he's had an issue. Been very racy in the early going here.
Looked like it got real sideways coming off that corner.
So your lead, it's now 4 cars with Stripling moving over and having that issue. It created a little bit of a gap as Stripling is pulled off into the pit. So right now it is Brian Schofield leading Scott Reddick with the 58 at Cliff White in the final medal spot, and right behind him the red 24 of Todd Harris. There's a great battle, and Spec Racer Ford here at the 49th annual running of the SCCA Runoffs continues at Road America. We're going to step away for a moment, but this one's got some great stuff yet to happen, so come back. This portion of the SCCA Runoffs is being brought to you by Mazda, Zoom Zoom, and by Blackmagic Car Care Products.
The Mazda 3, a top safety pick with uncompromised performance. And now it's even more fuel efficient with available SkyActiv technology. We build Mazdas. What do you drive? Now get the Mazda 3 with 0.9% APR for a limited term.
Need help?
Yeah. Well, my ride's been losing power and gas mileage, and I've been thinking about grabbing...
That's thinking with your motorhead. Gummout products are backed by science, real science. So they help improve performance, increase fuel efficiency, and protect key engine parts. It's not clean until it's Gummout clean. Bring it in. Think with your motorhead. Choose Gummout, available at these fine retailers.
Okay, it's time to face facts. You're a gearhead. You treat the freeway on-ramp like your own personal racetrack, and you love the smell of burning rubber. Well, good news, Speed Junkie. The Sports Car Club of America wants you. With 40,000 members and 2,000 events across the country, the SCCA has all the wheel-spinning, engine-revving excitement you can handle. Want to dance on the edge of control? In SCCA Solo, you'll learn the blacktop two-step with an army of cones trying to trip you up. If slinging mud is your thing, check out SCCA Rallycross, where power slides and rooster tails are the name of the game. And if wheel-to-wheel competition is what you crave, SCCA Club Racing lets you chase the checkered flag on America's toughest racetracks. Join the Sports Car Club of America today and feed your obsession.
We've got a new leader now. It is Cliff White. It had been Schofield, then it was Reddick, then it was Schofield, and now it is White, and now it looks to be Schofield again as Todd Harris tucks in behind him and is going to push him by, and this is going to be interesting. Those two side by side. Smart move there by White, wasn't it, not to try and hang it out around the outside.
Got himself back in line, and what you're seeing right now is these guys are testing each other. We're running some laps off. We've still got a long way to go. They're making advantage and seeing where can I pass, where am I weak, what's going on. These 5 cars or 6 cars, 7 cars, half the field. Anyway, you know, right now they're just positioning with each other, and you know who the guys up front are.
And unfortunately,
Schofield looks like he's the strongest car right now, but Reddick got moved back to 4th.
And unfortunately, Denny Stripling, who'd been in the midst and was in 3rd at one point, looking at the only super sweep guy, pulled into pit lane, had some sort of an issue. as Schofield leads.
Yeah, we had several cars that made pit lane for some reason.
Oh,
hang on to
Reddick.
it. Reddick got wide there, got stuck on the outside, not a lot of grip, and he couldn't get the car turned down. Good save there. These two now trying to get something going.
The one thing that I'm seeing with Harris is he seems to be the guy is a little more racy, a little bit less patience. And that can help everybody behind because he always seems to want to go for the lead.
And White, too, for that matter.
Oh, look at White.
That was just
very
so
close.
Dropped the left rear wheel out. When it got twitchy, it dropped off into the dirt. That could have been catastrophic for that group. Did a good job of saving it.
He did.
These guys got to stay out of that exit.
Just a little bit of contact, just side to side with he and 24, and like you said, they're sturdy cars.
Yeah, you can bang side to side so hard you wouldn't believe it, loosen your fillings, and it still won't hurt the car.
So we've got a lead train of 5 cars coming up the straight. And then a couple, that is the 69 of Verges leading that second, that little double group.
Harris and White are the protagonists here, no doubt about it. Yep. You can see Harris really wants to get the lead and keep it all the time. And White, when he's in that same position, he wants to do it too. The other guys, Reddick and Schofield, they're more, they've got a little bit more of, laid back attitude, patience. We got a long way to go. We're only on lap, what is it, 8 now?
Working 9, yeah, we're working 9 of 13. There's still 5 laps yet to go.
So this is going to get hectic here in a minute.
And Fogg, that's the silver car, got around Verges in that battle for 6th right behind them.
Not too far behind them either.
Not at all. Again, nice drive here by Tipton, John Tipton, who's fought his way up into 5th right now. The tail end of that lead.
When you get down to the last 2 laps.
Oh, here we go. Schofield making the move. Yeah,
but nobody went with him. I'm surprised.
Well, now White's thinking about it.
Yeah, but it was a little late. He needed help right away. It's okay, it worked out.
Yeah.
But like I say, right now everybody's testing everybody else because they got 4 laps from now that things are going to go crazy.
Tipton, that black number 23, making his play. Then it is Steve Fogg in the silver 21, Verges in the blue 69. Those 2 cars.
I saw a little hand signal there.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a good one though, per se.
Yeah, there are hand signals, and then there are hand signals.
Yeah, exactly. And look what happened. The last 2 in that are caught up now.
But Schofield likes a wide line into that carousel, doesn't he?
Yeah, he likes to come in on the top and make a kind of late 1 apex kind of corner where a lot of guys will double apex that go in early and let the car drift out in the middle. Works for him.
Well, that's one of the things I love about this class is it's road racing science.
Oh, it is. I mean, you get to use it all here. You learn so much about racing when you have to race like this every race. Every weekend, I don't care if you're battling for 24th. It's a battle. It's going to happen.
Ooh, Harris popped out, wanted the lead, and at the same time, Cliff White
here.
went around the outside.
Yeah. Yep. That cost him.
Here we go.
He doesn't have any patience. He just won't sit back there, And ultimately, that's going to bite him unless he can get to the front. But.
Well, it's like when he gets that head of speed when he's in the draft working with somebody. He is loath to breathe it a little bit. Wants to get around, not realizing if I stay put, we'll both get away.
Yeah, exactly. He keeps popping every time he can, and that's slowing him up. Whereas he could just brush the brake if he wanted to, just a little bit, stay in line there. I mean that would all be good on the last lap.
Yeah, but we are ways away from that yet. We're working lap 10 of 13. So 3 to go still.
And these guys up front are pretty savvy. There he goes again. There's not a lot of patience. He's going to try to make that move.
Oh, he went for the double move.
This could be bad.
That could be ishy.
He's going to get this lead now and see what he does with it. White's finally.
And look at Schofield fighting because he's got nowhere to get back in yet.
Now he does.
Now he'll turn hard. And it looked like White was shallow into that corner, Dorsey, so these 2 guys behind him could conceivably get a great run out of 3.
And you see Schofield right there.
Yep, there it is.
He goes right into the back of him to get the draft. Now he pulls that whole train to the outside. Watch what happens to White. He could really get himself one back to about 4th or 5th now. They're not going to let him in.
No way.
He's got himself to the wrong side.
Now look at Reddick.
Reddick's in trouble, I think. If he can get that stop, that's going to be a heck of a deal. That was a good move. But I don't know.
Wow.
Okay, forget about waiting to the end. I think it's on.
Unbelievable right there, good. Scott Reddick.
Man, he was in there so hot I didn't think he'd get the car stopped.
Well, you could see that thing dancing like mad down there on the inside of the track.
Well, there's no grip down there. You know, that inside isn't used much.
And marbles and everything. Yeah.
That was a heck of a move right there.
That was a great move.
If he can keep up in the front, that'd be the move of the race in my book.
And the thing is that when he's behind Schofield, those two guys have shown they will work together.
Yeah. They show a lot more patience.
And you know Reddick is frustrated after leading FE Formula Enterprises yesterday and then having to pit with a mechanical issue. So he's hungry, and of course he was picked by Sports Car magazine as the in their Who Will Win, which is usually the death knell.
Yeah, I know it's cursed.
So he'd love to prove him right. Yeah. And say the curse is lifted here, folks.
This is an interesting race. It's a good race, no doubt about it.
Look at that, 7 cars, Dorsey, covered for that lead group. Then John Green, TJ Acker running for 8th and 9th, chasing him, trying to join it up. This is awesome stuff.
There is a constant here at Schofield.
Yeah.
He gets to the front and stays up there more than any other car. Everybody else has shared a little time up there, but Schofield somehow, Brian gets it up there and stays there the longest period of time. It also leaves him hugely vulnerable at the end of the race, however.
Well, you know, in this class, usually the grids are incredibly close, and Schofield was 0.6 quicker than Cliff White. So went by himself, obviously, and he gets the right toe. He's fast.
Yeah, no doubt. Now the same pair that we saw earlier on, Schofield Reddick, and they're working that tandem draft, but this group behind them is still quick.
Well, and you'd think they learn, because when they do stay in line, they just reel those guys right back in. Then they start getting racy, and they drop back.
And they're going to get racy back there in around 3rd, 4th position. We've seen it all race long. When it gets closer to the end of this race, that right there is what's going to separate the men from the boys. There's going to be a mistake made in that area, and it's going to alienate the second group from the front.
So we're working lap 11 of 13.
If I was in that race right there and I wasn't in the front 2, my position would be to get behind Reddick and stay. I'd get to 3rd and stay there for now.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, because I think I'm safe with those front 2. I feel good with those front 2. I don't trust everybody behind there.
Yeah, exactly. They're hungry.
Yeah, there's too much moving around back there. You know, something's going to happen sooner or later.
And like this.
Yeah.
There's White down underneath Harris.
And see, if he leaves his braking lead, he's going to clip the back of Reddick, and then it's going to change the complexity of what's going to happen for the finish of this deal.
Well, in that case, it worked.
That's a danger zone right there.
Yeah, but I mean, that was a well-executed pass.
It was.
Because it cost him nothing.
But you knew it was coming.
Yes.
You know, that's the thing. I mean, they're predictable.
No, the number 2 damage to the front end of that. Looks like the under tray at the front has come off for Lee Douglas, the Ladco pipe and piling entry.
That is
running out of Portland, Oregon. That's too bad. Meanwhile, here's our battle, as we said. When they come by, we'll be completing lap 11. We'll have 2 to go when they come by start finish.
And this is 2 to go is where it should really start going crazy. And you know, White and Harris have showed their hand already. They're the ones that are going to be the aggressors.
So if Reddick and Schofield can fend them off a couple of times, that might be just enough.
Now, if I'm Reddick, I'm starting to get nervous too, because I know the 2 guys behind me are going to be. They're going to be the ones that are going to make some desperation moves here shortly.
Boy, did White carry some speed through the kink, but couldn't do anything with it. Now he's going to try and make his move.
Just like I said.
Coming up the inside of Reddick. Not able to get Schofield. Reddick, beautiful job by Reddick.
Yeah, he gave it
read it perfectly and just turned in behind him, didn't fight him.
Nope. And you can't. I mean, you knew it was coming. I mean, it is predictable in the 3rd, 4th area right there. Now can he get Schofield?
Yeah.
And White's trying really, really hard, no doubt. And Harris, too, for that matter, will start getting desperate back there in 4th.
Be interesting to see if Reddick doesn't.
Harris got a good run off the corner.
Yeah, he sure did.
I guarantee you he'll pop to the inside of Reddick when they get up here.
Coming by start finish, 2 to go. And there is your top 4. It's that close. A little bit of a gap.
Going for the lead.
To the outside. That was interesting. Schofield went to defend, and Harris just went to the outside, and Reddick's going with him.
And he pulls the train with him, which is going to hurt Schofield badly. That could be what everybody needs to shuffle back Schofield.
Yep.
Only puts him to 3rd.
Now let's see what happens.
That might be okay too, with a lap and a half.
And that little bit of shuffle brought the number 23 again of Tipton right back into the scrum.
One mistake by any of those guys is going to change this whole deal quickly.
Actually, I'm sorry, that was Steve Fogg back in with the 21. Yeah, exactly. It's this close.
Now let's see what Reddick does. If he wants to pop on Harris, he does. And the field's going to go with him, I would assume. That's going to send Harris backwards.
Yeah, Reddick loves this. Oh, look at that, Schofield.
Yeah, Schofield's going to get the second spot. Oh, now he's...
Ooh, that's going to hurt White.
Yeah, White could get shuffled out, and he has.
There goes Harris around White for a minute there. Falk thought about going with him, but
Falk
thought no.
should have gone with him. I would have run right up the back of Harris.
So it is Reddick leading from Schofield. This is the first time we've had Reddick clear in front with Schofield behind, and these two guys have shown a willingness to work together. Let's see what happens here. Reddick early in the race looked like he was the fastest guy out there, and then just dropped back and rode for a while. Let's see what happens.
Well, they're going to have to get defensive at some point because they know Harris is going to be aggressive. He's going to just keep going every time he can.
This is interesting. It's going to see where these guys are down in the Canada corner. They're closing.
Reddick had a good run through that high-speed section right there.
Yeah, but now that draft of those guys behind, they are packed up. And
here we go.
Schofield taking a look. He's there, and everybody goes with him. So Reddick's the one who could get shuffled out.
Goes over.
Reddick now going to try and sweep the outside. Doesn't. Hangs on to second.
Fifth place car with a huge toe because of all that side by side. Now he's going to get a piece of the action.
Looked at the inside. That was Fogg. Couldn't quite get underneath White.
Not in a bad position in my book.
No. Here we go.
Going to go down to 1 to go. Now it gets ugly.
This is it. Schofield, Reddick, the red 24 of Harris, the blue 58 of White, and the silver and black 21 of Fogg as they come up the hill. Completing lap 12.
Here goes
Reddick makes the move. Here comes Harris.
Harris pops with him. A little separation back there. White goes over to Schofield for help.
There you see the indicator from the starter. 1 to go. We are on our last lap, folks. It is time to break formation and go to war.
Yeah, it's any man's game right now. I mean,
these 5 guys have broken well clear at this point.
See what Schofield does out of 3rd place right now, our pole sitter. Good run off there, gives him a little momentum. That should carry him to the inside in turn 5. But I can see a two-car breakaway. I mean, they're going to split here. Yeah, here they come.
Here we go. That is the 24 of Harris.
Reddick's going to be the one on the odd man out here. Nope, now somebody goes over to help him.
Schofield going to try and get down underneath Harris as well. Reddick's going to go with him. Oh, this is interesting. Reddick, he wants to drive out of the turn.
Schofield with a great move right there. That
was pretty.
I wondered what he was going to do. That's what I was talking about. I knew he was going to get back in here front.
Again, Schofield has 1 gold medal. He won here in 2010.
This guy's driving a real educated, smart race.
He sure is. Ooh, Reddick a little wide coming out of 7, but it gave him some speed. But here comes White. White down to the inside of Reddick, down into turn 8.
Predictable.
Reddick.
And look at Reddick. Yep. He gives it to him and trots, gets back in there. Now they're running out of time because you're not going to pass through the carousel. You're not going to pass into the kink.
Nope. Boy, look at Schofield open up the entry into that to get the run out of the carousel.
Call the guys at Canada corner.
Yeah, get the yellows ready.
Incoming.
Here we go. And Reddick, he has no worries going way deep on the brakes. So if he gets close enough, this could be interesting, but he needs the run.
Todd Harris could pull this off, man. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
He's not in a bad situation.
Well, he's been fast. He's been a little aggressive, but he's been fast. Look at Schofield
White.
Defend.
Watch White. I know he's going in there.
Here comes White, Schofield, White. Here comes Harris. Oh, Schofield shallowed up the entry.
Gives him one opportunity, and that's on the last corner coming straight away. Here comes White to the inside.
And that's going to put him on the outside through 13, Dorsey. Side by side. Schofield, then that side-by-side battle. Schofield's liking what he's seeing. White down to the inside. White is through into 2nd. That's Harris now to 3rd. Schofield, big wiggle up the hill. That killed his momentum.
This could be trouble at the start-finish line.
They're all packing up because Schofield had that bobble. Here comes White.
He's got Harris. He's got help. He's going to get pushed right through.
Now Reddick trying to come over and help Schofield. Reddick going to try and go around the outside of everybody. It is White, Harris, Reddick, then Schofield.
Wow. Woo! Didn't see that coming. I would have swore. Look at the damage there from pushing.
There's some serious help. Wow. What a finish.
White and Harris, man, I tell you what. I thought they would wreck each other before that happened, but good job.
That was remarkable.
They wanted that win bad.
Look at White. He is celebrating, and he should.
Yeah, that was a good run. Schofield and Reddick, you know, I bet they're just like, how did that happen?
Yeah, they're just probably dumbfounded the way it went. That was spectacular. White, Harris, and Schofield, your medalists. Reddick and Fogg, 4th and 5th.
All because Schofield got White on the last corner. That's all it takes. That's how I lost my first place. All I did was bobble an upshift. And that whole freight train, buddy,
went by. Yep, and he just had that little wiggle right at the end.
Can't do a thing about it. You know, you just got to go. So it was just that little mistake. You know, dropping the wheels across that curb, he didn't have the power off to climb the hill with. And then the tag team behind him, everybody chose their alliance.
Yep. And I'll tell you, up until that moment, we were kind of leaning for that GoPro Hero Move of the Race Award.
Yeah.
Reddick's late braking move down into 5, which was spectacular, but 4th to the win.
Yeah, you got to give it that
in
way.
The last couple of corners for Cliff White, that was impressive, I think. So we'll wait for the final tally and let you know. We get the heads up, the vote is in, and it is White. 4th to the win.
I'll give him that.
Yeah, heck yeah.
That was a...
All right, now, Dose, let's take another look at that final corner, 14.
It all happened right here. Look, everybody's going crazy. Schofield goes to the outside to get a big radius. He cuts himself in. It looks like he's going to be all right, but watch. He slides right there, loses momentum, drops off on the curb. Now he's a sitting duck. White knows it. Who's going with who? Harris goes, I'm going to push.
And goes boom, right
and they're going
there.
to push both of them by 2. They're going to get 1st and 2nd. Look at that.
And then Reddick trying to get everybody.
Pimps everybody too. No, I guess Schofield got 3rd.
Yep, but not by much.
But it was the alliance between the 58 and the 24. Without that help, without that push, might not have happened.
Absolutely. I'm fascinated here. Look at this. Dorsey, the margin of victory from 1st to 5th, 38 100ths of a second. The margin from 1st to 2nd, a 10th. But here's the close one. The margin between 3rd and 4th, Schofield and Reddick, wait a minute, make sure I get this right. Schofield and Reddick, 9 1,000ths of a second.
Yeah, that was a great race, no doubt about.
Look at that. Everybody celebrating with those drivers. They put on an amazing race. A lot of those great workers, some of the staff, the national staff that comes in from Topeka for the Sports Car Club of America to help oversee this big event, all those wonderful volunteer workers.
And that's
a couple
how you
of drivers that had problems in the race were enjoying that race too.
That's how you do it. I tell you what.
What a clinic.
You showed the difference between discipline and aggression there, and it worked out at the end. That aggression did win the race. But what a close race that was.
Absolutely. By the way, while we're letting things set up, we've a couple of nights ago, the BF Goodrich Tires Worker of the Year Awards were presented at a very special presentation. We've talked about a few already. Want to mention another one out of the Northeast Division in timing and scoring. The Worker of the Year Award went to Kyle Colby out of the Glen region, upstate New York. Congratulations to Kyle for his Worker of the Year Award, and we'll be mentioning those great Worker of the Years. And the reason we do that, folks, is this is a national championship for the drivers, but it is a national championship showcase for all of the volunteers and workers that come out. But right now, it is all about the drivers, and that means they're with John Bizignano. Biz?
Well, I'll tell you, Cliff just took that helmet on, and what a smile. Here on the side of his car, it says Cliff Boom Boom White. Congratulations, Cliff Boom Boom White. Let's get your medal on, Bonnie. Here we come with your gold medal. Cliff, now I know why you have Boom Boom in between the middle of your name here. What a drive. Tell us about coming up that hill for the last time.
Oh, it was an incredible race. We had Brian and Todd and I all in the last corner. Brian got a little bit loose coming out of the last turn, and I got a great run out of the last turn, and
you got a fabulous run out of the last turn.
Thanks to Todd. He was pushing me up the hill, and it was just a fantastic race, and I can't be more excited.
So when you came around that last corner in 4th place, did you ever think the checker was going to fall on top of you, man?
I hope so.
Okay. But in 4th, was that the best place to be?
Apparently, it worked out.
Well, congratulations. My gosh, it was a great run. Now, you were popping out a lot. You were testing everyone around you. You wanted to lead this race several times.
I did. I kept trying to lead, but I couldn't get to the front and stay at the front, but I got there when it counted.
Well, congratulations on a great gold medal. Let's go back to Todd's car. Here now, Todd is a little bit of damage up front here, and actually you can see where they've been doing some pushing. This is, of course, all some rubber off of some other people's tires, and underneath here the radiator is still alive. There's no leakage whatsoever. Somewhat of a different aerodynamic device up front there. Todd, congratulations on a great silver medal. I've got to ask you, man, coming up, I'm going to ask the same question I just asked the winner. Coming up that hill, what was in your mind?
Wow. I mean, there wasn't a lot of room there, and I just picked a direction, went that way, and then the road got real filled up with Spec Racer Fords. There's a wall on my side, and there's nowhere to go but just right behind the purple car.
I mean, you qualified 6th and you finished 2nd. A lot of action in the beginning of the race for you.
A lot of action, but all year we've worked on getting a good setup for a long race, and that's the Pro Drive Racing team and Flat Out, Mike and Andy, my dad. And I mean, we've really worked to make a car good at the end, and I got to thank my wife, who's always here supporting me, and hi to the kids back at home.
Well, terrific. The car looked very stable. Of course, you're not going to have any horsepower advantage, but momentum.
It was, and I learned a lot of things. I mean, I don't come out and do this super speedway type of stuff in Spec Racers very often. I learned an awful lot today, what to do, what not to do, and it'll be real good coming back. Guys like Scott and certainly Brian are obviously experts at this stuff, and I took down a few notes. I'd love to race them again, and we'll go get Boom Boom next time.
All right, Boom Boom, you got someone planning all winter long to get you. Oh my gosh. Well, Brian, I've got to ask you, the old adage, is it tougher to lead than to follow? You were doing both. This was your race until the last lap, mate. Tell us about it.
Well, with actually what we thought was the last lap, they showed 1 to go.
You know, I saw that, and then you got 2 1 laps to go.
Right. SCCA made an error there. They showed 1 to go, and I took the lead with 1 to go, was doing my strategy. And then came around, thought I won it, and saw no checkered flag, and then the starter showing 1 to go again. So who knows? It was a great race. I thought Scott and I were going to be able to pull away, but Cliff he drove his heart out, and he was beating and banging on us. He got me in the right rear going into one time and bent the suspension a little bit, and from there the car was junk. But other than that, it was great fun. I had fun with Scott and Todd, and congratulations to Cliff. So we'll maybe get him next year.
Well, you certainly led more laps than anyone else. What is it like having everyone just chewing on the back of your car for that long of a time? How much concentration do you put up front, and how much concentration do you put behind you?
Well, quite a bit, actually. We work all year for this one race, and I've been fast all week, every single session, and except for one, I didn't go out. And the car was good, just there at the end, just 1 lap too short.
You know, Brian, we always talk to people back home about getting off the couch, going racing, join the Sports Car Club of America. What do you think of this class as a place to begin and have more fun than anybody else?
Well, I run with PM Racing. We got 24 of these at our shop, and we get guys all the time, just from weekend guys to guys that want to do it professional. And we did the Pro Series last year, and you know, we got 6 cars here this weekend, and I think we had a pretty good showing.
I'll say that one more time, though, is PM Racing has 24 cars, guys. If you need some help, this is the man to call. Congratulations on a great, hard-fought bronze medal.
Thank you, and I appreciate it.
All right, guys, it's not over till the flag drops.
Boy, is that a fact. And I'll tell you what, Biz, you need to wander through to everybody in this Spec Racer field and go, you want a lesson in this? Make sure you get this race when it's turned into the video, and listen to Dorsey Schrader analyze what was going on in that race, because every one of those guys, as you heard Todd Harris say, I learned a ton today.
I was going to say that right then. I was really proud to hear Todd Harris say he went to school today. You know, he said the 2 guys that I was talking about, Reddick and Schofield, those guys are experts. They knew what they were doing. You know, they really had the thing orchestrated the way he learned today. He learned what you can do and what can't do. I like how you called this a super speedway. This is our super speedway.
In a way, it absolutely is, isn't it?
Yeah, that was a cool thing to say. So good. Hats off to that.
And I'll tell you, Scott Reddick, Steve Fogg, those guys also put up some great racing. And you see Tipton, Vergas, TJ Acker, John Green, Paul Marino coming up. Some of these guys qualified back a bit and had some great runs right up into the thick of the action here. Marino qualified in the 13th spot up into the top 10. Just some great racing, though.
Well, you got 42 of your buddies to play with no matter where you are.
Exactly.
Somebody to play with.
You're going to find somebody
out there. That's why I love
there.
this class. I mean, you're going to race somebody for every square inch of this racetrack.
So, and it was fantastic racing, and that lead pack, like you said, every once in a while you'll see one or two of these, little groups that split. That was a large pack for a lot of the race.
The whole race. It was great driving for all those guys, and they worked it to their advantage, and that was very entertaining. You don't get much better than that.
No, that's about as good as it gets. That was Spec Racer Ford here at the Runoffs. Just some awesome stuff, and just so fun to be able to bring it to you. And again, an extra day of racing as well. This is Friday. We had races on Thursday, and we got 2 more days of racing yet to come. But as we take a look at some of the highlights from the Spec Racer Ford National Championship race, that's going to wrap up this great class in the quest for the National Championship at the 49th running of the Sports Car Club of America's National Championship Runoffs here at Road America. It was staggeringly fun and an absolute treat. We'll see you at the next race, folks.
This portion of the SCCA Runoffs is being brought to you by Mazda, Zoom Zoom, and by Blackmagic Car Care Products.
The Mazda 3, a top safety pick with uncompromised performance. And now it's even more fuel efficient with available SkyActiv technology. We build Mazdas. What do you drive? Now get the Mazda 3 with 0.9% APR for a limited term.
Need help?
Yeah. Well, my ride's been losing power and gas mileage, and I've been thinking about grabbing...
That's thinking with your motorhead. Gummout products are backed by science, real science, so they help improve performance, increase fuel efficiency, and protect key engine parts. It's not clean until it's Gummout clean. Bring it in. Think with your motorhead. Choose Gummout, available at these fine retailers.
Okay, it's time to face facts. You're a gearhead. You treat the freeway on-ramp like your own personal racetrack, and you love the smell of burning rubber. Well, good news, Speed Junkie. The Sports Car Club of America wants you. With 40,000 members and 2,000 events across the country, the SCCA has all the wheel-spinning, engine-revving excitement you can handle. Want to dance on the edge of control? In SCCA Solo, you'll learn the Blacktop two-step with an army of cones trying to trip you up. If slinging mud is your thing, check out SCCA Rallycross, where power slides and rooster tails are the name of the game. And if wheel-to-wheel competition is what you crave, SCCA Club Racing lets you chase the checkered flag on America's toughest racetracks. Join the Sports Car Club of America today and feed your obsession.